to Obamacare and its impact on the quality of your medical care. Some doctors warning that the new rules will destroy the doctor-patient relationship. Dr. Ben Carson joins us now. Dr. Carson, there's been some reporting about some pretty exciting private sector innovations in the sort of telehealth market. Are there anything that you think in there that is good and exciting for patients aside from being able to go in and see their doctor?
Well, you know, some of the medical schools like East Carolina have been way out in the forefront for many years on telemedicine. And many of the instruments that we use, stethoscopes, otoscopes, can be used telemetrically so that it can actually bring better health care to people in remote areas. The danger, of course, is that we begin to substitute these things for the real personal interactions. This is where the problem occurs, and if you're going to have less physicians and more patients, that's actually going to exacerbate the situation rather than make it better. So I am in no way opposed to the advances in medicine. I mean, that's who we are, the innovators. As I was told when I was in a socialist country, and they said, if you guys become like us, who's going to be the innovators in medicine? But we still are, and we want to maintain the edge that we have. But it's going to require people to be willing to actually sit down and talk rather than dictate.
You say that one of the things that you noticed as a doctor is that, say you got to know me, I was your patient, and I came in with one complaint, and you recognize that there might be something else going on. There's no way to really do that over the internet.
No, you can't do that. And there have been many, many times when I would have a patient that would come in. They might have a mild shunt problem, something that carries fluid from the head to another part of the body, and they just weren't quite themselves. That would not be something that I would know unless I had spent significant time interacting with them. And we need to make sure that we maintain those kinds of things, particularly for people with complex diseases. When we have a program that doesn't allow you to keep your doctor, somebody who's established that relationship with you for a very long time, you're losing a lot, and it could endanger your life.
What should the government's role be then? Because we know that people are concerned about their health insurance, their premiums, maybe their deductible is so high that they think that they shouldn't, go to the doctor. Is there something that the government can do to try to get people to go back to the doctor?
Well, there's absolutely a role for the government in health care, but it is not the control of people's health care. The government can, supply a safety net. They can supply healthcare savings accounts. They can work with the electronic medical records so that they're embedded in a person's credit card or in a person's driver's license and not exposed to cyberspace, so that that information remains private. They can begin to show some concern about the privacy and the care of their citizens rather than seeing them as subjects.
As you travel around and talk to a lot of different people and other doctors, what do you hear about the anxiety people are feeling in regards to their own health care or their worries about the future of health care under Obamacare?
Well, I'm hearing a lot of anxiety not only from patients but from the physicians as well, because they didn't sign up to become government employees, and these are very, very smart people. But as far as the patients are concerned, they're concerned about being able to have the same kind of access that they had before. Remember that, before all of this started, 75 to 85% of people were quite happy and quite satisfied with the care that they were getting. To upset the whole apple cart for those who were not doesn't make any sense. To address their needs makes a tremendous amount of sense. And there are a lot of ways that those needs can be addressed. And all it would take, really, is a little bit of humility and a little willingness to sit down and talk in a reasonable way. Isn't that what this country was built on? And somehow we seem to have forgotten that. And if we can get back to it, I think we can again begin to make forward progress.
Wanted to ask you about innovation, because one of the most important things are bringing in new medical students into the system. Do you sense any reluctance amongst young people who thought they might want to go to medical school, who maybe now are deterred from that because they're not sure what that future would mean, and all the debt that you incur when going through medical school?
Sure, I've talked to a lot of young people who have expressed that concern. I was talking to a young man just recently who now is in law school, who was planning to become a doctor. But I try to encourage all the young people that I see. I hope everybody will, because, you know, we do not want to be in a situation down the road where we have this tremendous dearth of medical talent. We want people who are smart and innovative to go into medicine. And their hope is that we will come up with something that actually makes sense in the relatively near future. The average person needs to understand that physicians spend an enormous amount of time in training, and it costs an enormous amount of money. People frequently come out of medical school owing $200,000, $300,000, $400,000. And, you know, that impacts upon the way that they make choices. These are all things that we need to address, because we don't want that going into the future. And again, I believe that these are all solvable problems with a little common sense, and take the politics out of medicine. It's too important.
Very wise words. Thank you, Dr. Carson.
Thank you.